Nur weg, wenn die Boote sind. 120 Meter lang und 2 Meter breit. Das ist die Wohnfläche. Jedenfalls besser als 15 Meter.
Otherwise referred to as the famous Skinny Bridge, stretches all the way across the Amstel River. Of Amsterdam's 1,500 or so bridges, this is the most famous. It dates back to the 17th century and was luckily a narrow footbridge. Since then, it's been reconstructed more than once and grown wider with age. Legend has it that whoever you kiss while passing under the bridge will be your true love for life.
Das ist der Lebensjob hier, ne?
Skyline.
We're now on Herengracht, or the Gentleman's Canal. It was part of a careful plan to expand the city. In the early 17th century, a time of tremendous physical and economic growth, 3 new canals were laid out in concentric rings. The Herengracht was innermost. The Keizersgracht, or Emperor's Canal, was in the middle, followed by the Prinsengracht, or the Prince's Canal.
The wealthiest citizens, shipbuilders, merchants, investors, and politicians built elegant mansions on the Herengracht. The Keizersgracht was solidly middle class, while the Prinsengracht had a more industrial atmosphere. Of the 3 canals, the Prinsengracht was the only one that connected directly to the harbor, and its low sides were designed for loading and unloading cargo.
And so, the farther you lived from the city center, the lower your social class. Today, this would no longer hold true. All of the city center is expensive.
స్ట్రక్చర్స్ బాగున్నాయి కదా.
Get your camera ready. We're about to pass by one of the most photographed views in Amsterdam. The 7 arched bridges over Reguliersgracht, or Reguliers Canal. This beautiful and unique view of all 7 bridges at once can only be seen from here, on waters of the Herengracht. Our kind captain is slowing down to give everyone a chance to catch a photo of this unique sight.
Achso, das ist jetzt der Vorstand. Wo das bewegt sein?
ఇట్లా ఉంది ఈనాటిలో రోడ్డు కట్టి చెట్లు కాలిపోయి ఉంటాయన్నది ఉండొచ్చు. అలాగే ఉంది కదా చెట్లు అంతా
While nobles ruled elsewhere in Europe, here in Amsterdam, it was the self-made merchant. During the 17th century, they were earning as much as 700,000 euros a month. That's more than the average rich person earns today. The wealthiest of the wealthy lived on the Herrengracht.
Today, almost all of these mansions are used for business, as people can no longer afford to live in them. An exception is the city's mayor, whose official residence is at number 502 Herrengracht. Look for the great facade with white columns just before the bridge.
The golden age of the 17th century was a stellar time for Amsterdam. From politics and the economy to arts and science, everything flourished. And the city was now the most important trade center in Europe. There are many reasons for Amsterdam's astounding success. It had the largest and most progressive shipbuilding industry in Europe. Dutch traders sailed farther than anyone else to newly discovered lands in the Far East and to North and South America. They organized into companies like the Dutch East Indian Company and the Dutch West Indian Company. And the profits from trading staples like grain and exotics such as spices, porcelain, precious stones, and textiles were enormous.
Now let's slip back in time to the 17th century. Imagine a colorful scene. Gentlemen in fine clothing on the street, speaking different languages. Elegantly outfitted ladies stepping down into horse-pulled carriages. The clatter of wheels on cobblestones. And dare we mention it? An unpleasant waft of sewage coming from the canal.
Building restrictions limited houses to a width of no more than 6 meters or 18 feet. But those who could afford got around this by buying 2 adjacent lots and building a double house. Some of these double homes even had 2 different facades. There was no restriction on depth, and with 20 to 40 rooms, a large private garden, and a coach house behind them, mansions often stretched all the way over to the next street.
We're now at the so-called Golden Bend of the Herrengracht, the most lavish section of all. Imagine going into one of these sumptuous homes. On the first floor, an elegant entrance hall with marble floors, high ceilings, and chandeliers. Mirrors were strategically positioned to create an illusion of even more space. And single-lot houses would often have a fake door on the side of the entryway to make them appear bigger than they were.
Rooms were richly decorated with painted wallpaper, oil paintings, fine sculptures, and exotics such as Turkish rugs and Persian silks. In the second half of the 17th century, Parisian furniture, Louis XVI style, was very much in vogue.
As a gentleman, you might join your host in a deep-colored smoking room. A lady? Your hostess would receive you in a light blue salon or tea room. Here, you'd sip imported tea from China while looking out over a beautifully manicured garden. Musical concerts and grand parties were common, and each house had many rooms dedicated to entertaining. For a first-hand glimpse of life inside an opulent canal house, there are 2 wonderful museums in the area, the Hilving House and the Wieland Holthausen.
bridges ఉన్నాయి సిటీలో
700
మొత్తం నీళ్ళే. అమ్మాయి కాలు కింద పెట్టుకోవచ్చు, కింద నీళ్ళే ఉన్నాయి. ఇక్కడ
అక్కడ 1665 ఆ బిల్డింగ్ కట్టింది.
The Dutch are known for leaving their curtains open, as if to say they have nothing to hide. This is especially noticeable at night, when many of the canal houses are lit up on the inside. To experience another side of Amsterdam, consider taking an evening cruise. You can choose from several options, including our tasty pizza cruise. Ask our staff for more information.
మన దగ్గర ఉండే గానం మొక్కలంటే గావి అనుకుంటా.
చాలా ఉన్నాయి. ఫ్యామిలీ బ్రిడ్జ్ల మీద కూడా వచ్చాయి.
అయిపోయిందా? రిటర్న్ తీసుకెళ్ళిపోతున్నాడు. అంటే రివర్స్ చేస్తున్నాడు అంటే దీనిలో తీసుకెళ్తాడు అనమాట. ఇక్కడ ఈ కెనాల్ ఉంది, ఈ టన్నెల్ ఉంది కదా, అండర్ పాస్ తీసుకెళ్తాడు.
This is the Kaisersgracht or Emperor's Canal, named after the Austrian Emperor Maximilian. Now dug during the city's expansion, the Kaisersgracht is the widest. To orient yourself, picture the Herrengracht or Gentleman's Canal to our right, and the Prinsengracht or Prince's Canal to our left. There are many coach houses on the right. They belong to the mansions over on the Herrengracht. Their large doors, big enough for a horse and carriage, make them easy to spot.
ఓకే. ఇల్లు మధ్యలో ఎక్కడ గ్యాప్ లేకుండా కట్టిస్తారు.
Passwort die nur verkauft.
వర్షం పడితే వీళ్ళందరూ బయటకు వచ్చిన వాళ్ళందరూ లోపల అడ్జస్ట్ అయిపోతారు. నల్ల కళ్ళు తోడు పెట్టుకుని నన్ను అంత చూస్తున్నావు నాకు అర్థమైపోయింది.
If you visited this neighborhood 400 years ago, the streets would have been overrun with poor working class people. You'd have to step around open sewers and steel yourself against the nasty smells of dead animals and the tanning business that hung heavy in the air. Many tanneries set up shop here, and some of the street names reflect this animal-based industry. You can find a bear street, a deer street, and even a skin street. In general, though, it was the cow, and sometimes the goat or hare, whose skins were tanned, and these were used to make shoes, saddles, and many other items. Today, you get to experience something very different. The streets are now lined with cute little shops and fancy restaurants, and the air is fresh and beautiful.
Das ist eine Korke. Hier
ప్రతి 2 నిమిషాలకి ఒక ఫ్లైట్ పోతుంది అటో ఇటో. లొకేషన్స్ చూడండి.
ఇంటికి వెళ్ళిన ప్రాసెస్ మీరు వీడియో ఇస్తున్నారు.
As we pass by these richly decorated canal houses, there's so much to notice. So many flourishes and details, ornate door cases, sculptures, and of course the decorative gables at the roofline.
సెపరేట్ హౌసెస్ తెలుస్తాను చూడండి.
They've gone in
స్మాల్
and
స్మాల్
out.
హౌసెస్ కానీ మధ్యలో ఎక్కడ ఖాళీ వితౌట్ స్పేస్ డోర్ నెంబర్ కూడా అటాచ్ చేసేసి కట్టేసారు.
Only on warehouses. The 17th
చాలా
century
స్మాల్ కంట్రీ కదా.
looks just as you'd expect, a series of steps. The net, with its straight up and down sides and scrollwork decorations, came a bit later, followed by the bell gate, which has a more rounded, bell-like shape. By the 18th century, the cornice, a flat-top gate, was most popular.
There's one thing that all gables have in common: the hoisting beam. Staircases are so narrow and steep that furniture and goods were lifted to the upper floor by the hoisting beam. To keep them dry during the city's recent floods. There's a strong tradition of moving things this way, as even newly constructed houses have narrow stairways and are still equipped with hoisting beams.
The church was built in the 17th century and is the largest Protestant church of the Netherlands. De Keyser, the city's architect, designed it in Dutch Renaissance style. He died before the tower, which was made of stone and brick, was finished. the tower proved to be too heavy for the supports it was built on, which were thought to be of second-hand wood, and it started to leak. When the Kaiser's two sons took over the project, they decided to finish it with a lighter building material, wood. At the top of the tower is a blue crown, a gift from the Emperor Maximilian I of Austria to the city for its coat of arms.
One last thing about the Westerkerk. This was where the famous artist Rembrandt was buried, in an unmarked grave.
పైన తెలుస్తుంది కదా సెపరేట్ సెపరేట్ హౌసెస్ అని ఆర్చ్
Now that there are house numbers, look for Kaiserstraat number 123, also known as the House with the Heads. This beautiful Amsterdam Renaissance-style building of brick and sandstone is decorated with 6 beautifully sculpted heads. They're said to represent the Greek gods Apollo, Mars, Ceres, Minerva, Bacchus, and Diana. But legend has it that they symbolize the 6 thieves who once tried to break into the house. They were beheaded by a brave servant.
Normales Haus, ja.
Today, the city's many canals are still used for transportation and for managing water levels. And they also have a new function, as a place to live. Amsterdam always seems to be short on housing, and during a real crunch in the 1960s and 70s, houseboats appeared as cheap places to live. The city now has around 2,500 of them. Some are old converted sailing vessels. Others are simply homes set on floating pads. As for
1970
cheap, not anymore. Houseboats are now connected to gas, water, electricity, and municipal sewage. And owners have to pay taxes, just like anyone else.
ఇది 1622 అదే కింద మధ్యలో ఆ బర్డ్ పైన విండో పైన
విండోస్ డోర్స్
Der hat ja Hühnerfutter, das mal angefressen.
రండి మీరు మళ్ళీ మీరిద్దరు లొకేషన్
We are now approaching
చూడలేదు మీరు
or the Brewer's Canal. This canal is part of the city's 17th century expansion. It connects the three main canals, the Herrengracht, the Kaisersgracht, and the Prinsengracht, and used to form the northwest border of the city. With its arched bridges, many houseboats, and beautiful architecture, it's now one of the most picturesque waterways in the city.
But that wasn't always the case. Many of the industries banned from residential areas ended up here. That included the smelly ones, like leather and whale oil processing. And of course, beer brewing, which gave the Brewer's Canal its name. Because water quality was so poor, people turned to beer as a safer, healthier drink. Only the rich could afford wine, which was imported. But everyone drank beer.
Many of the buildings you see are old workshops and factories or warehouses. Merchants originally stored goods in their houses, but as trading or in long warehouses. Look for triangular spout doors and windows with roofs. The shutters help you keep the dry air.
10 కిలోమీటర్స్ ఉంటుందేమో కదా మొత్తం సరే రేడియస్ 10 కిలోమీటర్ ఉండొచ్చు
100 కిలోమీటర్స్
ఇది రేడియస్ ఇప్పుడు మనం షిప్ బోటింగ్ చేస్తున్న రేడియస్
ఫస్ట్ స్టార్ట్ చేసినప్పుడు 100 కిలోమీటర్స్ రేడియస్ ఆమ్స్టర్డామ్ చాలా
అన్నీ మనం సైక్లింగ్ కల్చర్ బాగుంది ట్రాఫిక్ సిగ్నల్స్ పర్ఫెక్ట్గా డిసిప్లిన్గా పాటించడం అంతా బాగానే ఉంది కానీ రోడ్ సైడ్ ఆ సిగర్స్ అన్నీ కాల్ చేసి పబ్లిక్ ప్లేస్లో ఎక్కడెక్కడ పారేయటం తాగటం అదొకటే డిస్టర్బింగ్ ఫ్యాక్టర్ ఇక్కడ 1616 1616లో కానీ అన్నిళ్ళైనా కూడా స్ట్రక్చర్స్ అట్లాగా స్ట్రాంగ్గా నిలబడి ఉంది
With opportunities like these, it's no wonder that Dutch athletes tend to do very well in international sports competitions. For many years now, the Netherlands national soccer team has ranked among the 10 best in the world.
ఇప్పటికీ 28 minutes అయింది వీడియో హాఫ్ అన్ అవర్ అంటే
The Dutch have also won many Olympic medals, especially in long distances, where we regularly outperform all other nations.
అది అట్టించి వచ్చేవాడికి క్రాష్ అవ్వకుండా అట్లా అందులో కనిపిస్తుంది పైనుంచి కింద మంచి స్ట్రక్చర్స్ బాగా ఆర్కిటెక్చర్ బాగుంది ఆ వుడ్ కూడా నీళ్ళల్లో అన్ని ఏళ్ల నుంచి నానిపోయి ఉన్నా కూడా పాడవకుండా అట్టాగే ఉన్నాయి ఇంకా స్ట్రాంగ్గానే ఉన్నాయి ఇది కదా అది బాగుంటుంది అంటే సింగిల్ పర్సన్కి కొనుక్కుంటా బ్యాంక్ వర్షం వచ్చినా ఎండ వచ్చినా ఇబ్బంది లేకుండా వెళ్ళిపోవచ్చు డస్ట్ పొల్యూషన్ ఉండదు
Amsterdam's water levels and to keep the city from flooding at high tide. Nowadays, locks and dams further out have closed Amsterdam's harbor off from the North Sea, and city residents don't have to worry about time. Instead, the locks are used to flush water through the canals, keeping them clean. Amsterdam replaces the gate every 50 years or so. If you look closely, you might find the date these gates were last replaced. It's recorded on the gates themselves.
ఇంకో 100 ఏళ్ళు అయినా కూడా ఇవి ఇట్లాగే ఉంటాయి, డ్యామేజ్ అవుతుంది కదా. తీసుకెళ్ళి వెనక్కి రివర్స్
చాలా పిక్చర్స్లో ఉండే ఉంటుంది, మనం ఐడెంటిఫై చేసి ఇప్పుడు మనం ఐడెంటిఫై చేస్తాం
అంతే.
పాటల్లో అక్కడ. కానీ ఇంత డీటెయిల్గా ఎప్పుడు చేస్తున్నాం
బ్యాటరీ అయిపోయింది. బ్యాటరీ
And no talk about transportation in Amsterdam would be complete without mentioning bicycles. You probably figured out that they're Amsterdamers' favorite mode of transport. All around Central Station are places to park, from the usual light parking area to the convertible ferry to parking bikes. More people bike.
Alles moderne.
And in that station, you have around 1.6 million bikes. That's more bikes than people. Into the Dutch style, the bikes are very practical. Sometimes with a traded front for carrying everything under the sun, including children. In Amsterdam, expect to see everyone from the sophisticated business executive to the harried mother of three, pumping away
Structure
on
ఎట్లా ఉంది ఇది?
two-wheelers.
అసలు దేనికి అవుట్ సైడ్
Central Station, the transportation hub of Amsterdam, is built on 3 artificial islands and is supported by around 8,600 wooden piles.
సైకిల్ పార్కింగ్.
The building was designed
ఇది
by
లిఫ్ట్లో,
2
కారు కింద నుంచి పైకి లిఫ్ట్లో తీసుకెళ్తారు, మొత్తం ఇదంతా డ్రైవ్ చేసి తీసుకెళ్ళాలి పైకి. లిఫ్ట్ కూడా ఉంటుంది కదా.
made of red brick and white accents. It's a combination of neo-Renaissance style and neo-Gothic towers, and is called eclectical architecture.
ఈ బ్రిడ్జ్ చూడు, ఇట్లాంటి చోట పాటలు ఉంటాయి. బ్రిడ్జ్కి సైడ్స్ ఫ్లవర్స్ బొకేల్ లాగా పెట్టారు.
Coming full circle, we're now approaching Dam, the original mouth of the Amstel, and nearing the end of our cruise. It's here, where the Amstel once met the end, that a few peasants with dreams of building a future spawned this great city. Clearly, their ingenuity and hard work have paid off. That first dam across the river started a series of events that's led to the incredibly unique and picturesque Amsterdam we're
Better
able
not
to
say so.
enjoy today.
రాలేదు ఇంకా.
నేను ఇక్కడే ఫోటో దిగాం, కింద దిగి ఫోటో దిగాం. ఇక్కడే కదా.
మా అమ్మ అని ఉంటుంది బిల్డింగ్.
విక్టోరియా హోటల్ ఇది అన్నావు కదా, అదే డెస్టినేషన్ రీచ్. ఆడియో గైడ్ 19 లాంగ్వేజెస్లో ఉంది కదా.
మామూలు వచ్చింది.
En ook die heerlijke zolder werd opgenomen.